The following is paid programming.
It's time to talk taxes.
New friends, new opportunities, new partners. EG Tax.
It's Ask the Tax Lady with Esther Gulius and EG Tax on News Radio 930 WBEN. To reach Esther now, call 803-0930. Toll free at 1-800-616-9236. And cell calls are free at star 930. And now, live from the WBEN studios, it's Esther Gulius.
Well, hello, Buffalo. It is Ask the Tax Lady hour. Obviously, I'm not Esther Gulius, but I am Chris Fabian in studio with my beautiful wife, Tiffany.
Hey, happy Saturday.
Happy non-work day Saturday.
Yeah, that's really nice. It's really nice. I just am still tired.
I know I was about to fall asleep here waiting for the show to start. But we're from EG Tax here to help you with whatever questions you may have. And yes, there are still questions. There's still clients. That's what we're going to talk about today is if you haven't filed yet, what you should do besides file your return. But give us a call here in studio, 803-0930, 803-0930, star 930 on your cell phone. We'd love to hear from you, answer your questions. You know, long tax season, I don't remember one being like this.
No, yeah. We were working Sundays and Saturdays to midnight and Sundays, and so there was
during the week till 1 in the morning.
Yeah, till 1 in the morning. There was just no time, and it wasn't just us. It was all of our offices. They were really busy, and you know, there's a lot of superstars who just stepped up and really, really did a good job, and so I'm just so happy and so proud. And I think, you know, we really make a difference. I mean, there's one story that started the beginning of tax season, and it was somebody that went to a competitor, and the son claimed his mom and his sister without really all the right interview questions, you know, Chris, because by doing so, the mom and the daughter both had unemployment. But by claiming him, then the mom and the daughter had to do dependent. And so by doing a dependent, they were hit with kiddie tax. And then not to mention, the daughter went to college, and on her 1098-T, there was room for a college credit, but she didn't take the college credit because she was a dependent. And so I had to sort of unscramble everything that happened, you know?
Yep. And those calling in, just be patient. We're having some computer technical problems. Frank's trying to help them. So if you're calling in right now, just hold on. We'll be with you shortly. Sorry about that. Yeah, it is. I mean, taxes, you know, how many of our new clients, you know, who used to be do-it-yourselfers go, oh, my God, I never did that.
Right.
I could have done this all these years.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't know what's going on, and you know, there's so many different angles. Like Esther always says, it's like shooting pool. You got to know what angles and when to do it.
Right.
And that's what we do.
Yep. It's just because I think we live it all the time, and so it makes a difference in everything. And so if you have questions or if there's anything you need answered, we're in your corner. Just give us a buzz at 803-0930, 803-0930, or star 930 on your cell phone.
Yeah, and we're going to go to Joe in East Aurora. Hey, Joe, how can we help you?
Hey, Chris and
Tiff.
I'm sorry, I forgot your first.
Like the jewelry store, Tiffany.
Oh, Tiffany, beautiful name.
Thank you.
Yeah, question for you. I've been looking at some of this stuff on the internet. Say my wife and I are about the same age. Start collecting Social Security at 62. Okay?
Right.
All right. Maybe I misread this guy versus 65. Okay. So if you're 65 and you start collecting, or if you're 62 and you have a pension, is there a big impact difference there? Because maybe I misread what he was saying. I just didn't quite understand what he was trying to say.
I'll let Chris chime in a minute, but I know are you still working, Joe?
No.
Okay, because if you're still working, I'm sure you know this, until you reach full retirement age, which for some is 65 or 66, you can't really make about $19,000 more a year if you have to pay back $1 for every $2 you're over. But that's not the case for you, and so you jump in, Chris.
Yeah, where you got to look at is how much is your other income and how much you're going to get taxed on that Social Security. So that could be what the gentleman was writing about, because are you single or married there, Joe?
Well,
Married.
that's another question. I'm married, but the question being is it still beneficial when somebody's collecting Social Security and say we both have pensions? Is it still beneficial for us to file joint or file independently?
Well, I would definitely say joint, because if you guys live together and you file separate, automatically 85% of your Social Security becomes taxable. Whether it wasn't supposed to be or not, the government's going to tax you on 85% of your Social Security. So, yeah, if you're living together and you're married, your best bet would probably be joint if you're on Social Security.
But to go back on that route, you were asking if he was married because you were wondering about holding off or not holding off.
No, I was
Because all of his other
the
income.
taxability.
Yeah, all of his other income. Right.
Yeah.
Well, the big thing too is if you file jointly, like you said, and you start collecting at 62, now Social Security in New York State, there's no tax on it, correct?
Correct.
Other than federal.
No, on the federal, you pay tax on Social Security.
I know on federal, but I said no state tax
No state tax, correct.
as of right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was reading something that our fearless leader there, they're looking for any type of a pint of whatever they can get out of you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But the other thing is that was one question I had as far as, because like I said, I must have misread of what the guy was referring to, because he says, oh, if you have a pension, you start collecting Social Security at 62, you're going to get hammered until you're 65.
No, there's no special.
And the other thing, Chris, is the only benefit as far as owning property in New York State is at 65 you can get that
Enhanced star.
But there's an income threshold on that, correct?
It's like 78 to 80,000. But there is also now the new IT 229 credit, where if you pay more than 6% of your income to your property taxes, you may be eligible to a $250 to $350 credit on your tax return, a refundable credit.
$250. Okay.
Yeah, $250 to $350.
So as far as looking at this, as far as these absorbent taxes, there's no real serious help other than that enhanced star on your school taxes only.
For New York State. Yeah, New York State is, though, if you look at other states, Joe, New York State is kind to retirees. New York State doesn't charge you any tax on your Social Security, and you get to exclude $20,000 of each of your pension or your IRAs of your wife, or all of it if it's a government municipality. Now, I do people from North Carolina, and Chris does too, and you don't get that exclusion.
Yeah, Connecticut, North Carolina, a lot of states tax you fully on your pension, where New York doesn't.
Yeah. So what you're saying is if my wife has a private pension, the first 20 is exempt from New York State taxes.
Correct, as long as she's over 59 and a half.
Okay, and I have a state pension which is exempt.
Yeah.
Correct, from New York
100%.
State. Yep.
From New York State.
Yep.
Okay.
And you get the benefit of the standard deduction, too. So your Social Security's tax-free, your New York pension's tax-free, and the first $20,000. So really, if your wife's pension is under $36,000, you're not going to pay any tax to New York.
Yeah, other than these crazy property taxes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you guys have a good day. Then.
You
too.
too. And,
Thanks.
as the Social Security, what do we always say? A bird in the hand is worth more than two in the bush,
Yep.
right? And
Yep.
so sometimes, you get the Social Security and invest it or put the money somewhere where it grows, right?
Right. Which is a topic for another day.
Yeah.
I'm Chris Fabian here with Tiffany Fabian. We're going to take a short break, and we'll catch you on the other side.
We are family. I got all my sisters with me.
And boy, did we see a lot of family this tax season. These short 3 months. I think people got used to having that extra month to 3 months to get their taxes done.
I agree. It was a false sense of security, and we missed it, right?
Yeah.
COVID world.
Yep. And and that's part of the thing. If we like I talked in the beginning of the show, what to do if you haven't filed.
And it was so weird. I was in an airport today. That's probably why I'm so tired. And nobody had masks on. It was strange. But I know that they're all fighting and feuding over that, right?
Yep.
And so we'll see where it lands, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you haven't filed and you haven't you didn't do an extension and you owe money, what kind of trouble are they in, Tiff?
If you didn't file an extension
and you owe money,
the worst penalty is the failure to timely file. And that's 5% the first month, 10% the second month, 15% the third month, 20% the fourth, and then the fifth it rounds up at 25%. So to answer your question, file right away. The worst penalty is a failure to timely file. So put that penalty to bed and file your tax return.
Right. So yeah, 5. I know I'm working with somebody right now. I'm doing his 2020 return.
Oh.
He owes $20,000
Oh, boy.
before penalties. So now we're looking, and just to put numbers out there, so your people, I don't want anybody to get in an accident, but that's a $5,000 penalty.
Oh my gosh.
And then you got to add the interest for not giving the IRS the money, and then the 0.5% penalty for not paying. So this person could end up owing $28,000.
Filed the return right away.
File the return right away. And I know some of you out there are going, well, it's his fault or it's her fault. Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes you just don't know. You get into a false sense of security. I always get money back, and this is what happens.
Right.
Yeah. 803-0930, 803-0930, star 930 on your cell phone. If you want to text in a question, 716-803-0930. And we're going to go back to the phones, and we're going to talk to Kathy. Hey, Kathy, how can we help you?
Hi. For the year of 2021, I was a Florida resident. I was also collecting unemployment from New York State. Do I owe state taxes on the unemployment to the state distributing it or to the one I'm residing in?
It depends on where you lived when you were receiving the unemployment. If you lived in Florida, good news, you don't pay any state tax. So it depends on when you were the recipient, where were you living? I know it's confusing because you were getting New York State unemployment, but you were just using New York State as the last state that you used for your quarters in to give you that unemployment. But good news for you, if you received that unemployment, Kathy, when you were in Florida, you don't pay any tax on it.
What if New York State is coming after me for it?
Then you have to provide proof you lived in Florida for the whole year. Your driver's license, a lease, your mortgage, your voter's registration card, anything to prove you were down in Florida for the year.
I tried calling to New York State and talking to someone there, but it was ridiculous. They even told me Pennsylvania didn't have state taxes. That was just an example we were using, but she didn't know what she was talking about. I feel like, and she wasn't obviously trying to help me at all, but she insisted that I owed the.
Yeah, no. What I would do, Kathy, is give us a call at our office on Monday through Friday, 9 to 5.
Tuesday's probably better.
And we can help you. We can try calling New York State, or we could compose a letter for you to send to New York. We'll get it all resolved, but your best bet is to give us a call and we'll help you fight it. You won't owe them money.
And there's no charge for the service. So just bring in the letter, make an appointment, and be a little patient because I think we're a little busy right now with a lot of extensions, but we'll help you. We are in your corner and we know the angles.
So much. All right, I appreciate it.
Okay, the phone number at the office is 632-7886. Again, 632-7886. And you can actually fax or email the letter too, and then do a virtual appointment if you wanted to.
What would an email be?
You would email it to front desk, all one word, at egtax.com. So front desk at egtax.com.
And the person who mans the front desk is Amy.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're
Thanks.
welcome. We'll
Yeah.
get it resolved for you.
You know, that's so frustrating because it seems like when you're receiving New York State unemployment, you'd have to pay New York State tax on it, right?
Yeah. Well, you want to talk frustrating. How about the other day, I was sitting on hold for an hour with the client to the IRS, trying to figure out what's going on with his 2020 refund.
Oh, my gosh.
He called them a month ago with one of our representatives, and they said, you know what? Your wife passed away in the meantime. We need a copy of your her death certificate. So we faxed that over. They acknowledged receipt. So now we call to follow up, and we're told the IRS deleted his
You
return.
told me that.
So now he has to mail it all in again. We can't
my
send it
gosh.
electronic because the electronic already went through. So now sending it in paper, like every listener out there is going, oh no, don't do that. It could take him another 8 months to get his
gosh.
refund. And, you know, I told the lady, I said, this gentleman's 92,
He's
93
already
years
going
old.
through
Come
a lot of
on.
stuff. And his wife passed away, right?
Right.
He's already, you know.
I mean, so it is very frustrating dealing with the tax agencies out there. Let us help you. We'll try the best that we can.
Well, the advantage for like Kathy who just called is there's a practitioner priority line, and so you don't have to hold as long, and so we unfortunately know their language, right?
Right, right. And we're going to go back to the phones and talk to Dan. Hey, Dan, how can we help you?
Hi, I just have a quick question. I filed my taxes to both IRS and the New York State in February. I got the refund back from the IRS, and my status on the state for the longest time was under further review. That message just switched the other day to needed additional information.
Yep.
Letter has been sent. What kind of information do you think they might need from me if it's just a basic?
Withholdings.
If I was a betting man,
Withholdings.
I would say your W-2s.
Yeah.
So okay.
They want proof of the withholdings to New York State. Did you itemize a lot of your deductions? Work expense?
I'm a school teacher, so I
Probably.
spent in the classroom. And,
Not
Yeah,
much.
no.
Not much.
No, so it's going to be your withholdings.
okay.
If you want, and I hate to say this again, like we just told Karen, give us a call and we can call with you to help speed up the process.
Okay.
Okay,
But-
or you can also create an online account at tax.ny.gov, and there should be a section there for letters that you could probably even download a copy of that letter.
Yeah, but this is sort of common. They started it about 12 years ago, and they said they do it to protect your identity, and so they're asking for your withholdings and proof of it. And the worst part is after you give them the withholdings, what is it, 60 days after that,
At
Chris?
least.
At least 60 days, another 60 days that you're looking to get your refund. And so, but they will pay interest after a certain point.
Okay.
But it's probably withholdings, and it's sad, but that's what it is.
Okay, great. Well, I appreciate your answer. Thank you.
Not a
that
problem.
should give you some peace in knowing that it's common, right, Chris?
It's very common.
It's very common.
I mean, we had when this first started happening, I remember talking to somebody from New York State, and he's like, "I don't know why you're mad. I had to do that," and we're like, "Don't you work for New York State? Yeah. Does your paycheck come from New York State? Does your W-2 come from?" And then you could see the light bulb turning on over the phone, and he got mad. Wait, that's not right. So it happens with them. We'll go back and talk to Bob. Hey, Bob.
Hi, I just was curious because I just filed for Social Security just yesterday. Did you say that 85% of the Social Security is taxable income?
Potentially.
Potentially. It depends on your income and your filing status. Are you single or married?
Oh, I'm divorced.
So you're single.
And I earn under the $19,500 that Social Security says it's the ceiling.
Okay, so you're still working?
Yes.
Okay, are you collecting any type of pension?
Not yet, but I did win an award when we got divorced on part of her pension, but it'll be a small amount.
Okay, so how much roughly do you think you make at your job?
Oh, about 17,000.
17.
Under that 19.
Okay, so how much is your Social Security?
A month.
14. it'll be. I haven't collected it yet, but it'll be 1431.
Okay, so you're looking 14, 15, 16, almost 17,000 a year. So this year you're going to be fine. None of your Social Security would be taxable if you have no other income besides your wages. On a full year, you're looking maybe $250 to $500 of your Social Security will count as income. Very small.
And you could put money into an IRA because you're working, which is really cool if you wanted to.
Well, I'm a homeowner and my taxes went up 100.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to supplement my income because basically
to pay for New York State taxes, as another previous caller was saying. Yeah.
Well, I love the area. I like the majority of the people, and I don't really want to move. After all, you go to a southern state, you got to deal with the snakes and the spiders and
and the hot, humid.
And then there's
temperature.
the animals.
Yeah. So this is although I saw Buffalo on Google saying with the murder rate, this is not a real good place to live either. So. But I do thank you very much for your time.
Not a problem.
So it'll be a very small incidental amount that'll be taxable, Bob, to you.
Thank you very much. You have a blessed day.
You too.
Thank you for, I got to tell you, thank God for all the people who are over the age of 65 working because of the work shortage right now. And I know you're telling me to shut up.
Yep, because we're coming up to the news. Chris and Tiffany from EG Tax. We'll catch you on the other side. Okay, welcome back. We got another half an hour to answer your tax questions. Chris Fabian, Tiffany Fabian from EG Tax here to help you with whatever it may be. Waiting for a refund, still have questions because you didn't finish your return yet. You got something after you filed. Happens all the time. Our phone number here in studio is 803-0930, 803-0930. Our texting board is 716-803-0930.
And then I just want to chime in. You were talking about that story of that guy who's going to owe in the upwards of $20,000. Don't forget, we also have a department that does offers and compromises. So those are those commercials you hear where you pay pennies on the dollar. Now you have to be you can't be in a situation where you have a lot of assets, but it's something that's on the table.
Yeah, I guess, you know what, pretty soon we're going to have to say to call into the show, depending on your phone service, you got to say 716-803-0930. Because I know my cell phone's doing that now. Gotta love that. Mm-hmm. But let's go back to the phones and talk to Rhonda. Hey, Rhonda, how can we help you?
Hi, good afternoon. I have a daughter who's 24 years old, and she did not file her taxes.
Okay.
What does she do?
Okay, well, did she work?
She did.
Okay, is she done with school?
No, she's a student.
She's still a student. Okay. So she should file as soon as she can because depending on her withholding, I'm thinking the federal, she's going to be fine. She's going to have a refund coming. There's nothing to worry about. The problem is New York State because most students, and did you claim her?
I know. I was just going to say in 2021, Rhonda, how old was she then?
24.
She was 24 in 2021?
25 in June.
Oh, she turns 25. So, yeah, you couldn't even claim. Did she make over $4,000?
More than likely.
Okay, so you didn't claim her, right?
No.
Okay, so yeah, she could be fine with the state, but
I'm wondering because she went to college, IT 272.
Yeah.
Does she have a 1098T from college?
What is she?
Does she pay for college, or is it all with the Excelsior and TAP and Pell? Does she have to pay anything or get any loans for college?
Student loans, yes.
Is it graduate school?
I wish it was.
Okay. So what Tiffany is saying is she's going to be eligible for a credit for New York State as well because of the college. So she should be fine. but I would still have her file as soon as she can because that's money she could have. And you know what? Less money she'd ask you for.
And you know what, Rhonda? If you have a refund, you don't owe any penalties or there's no interest. The IRS hopes in New York State if you keep on waiting because the statute of limitations is 3 years. So there's going to be no penalty, no interest if she has refunds coming to her.
Perfect.
And so she should just do it. And don't forget her 1098T because that's money on the table for the federal and the state.
What's the name of that form?
It's the 1098T as in Tom.
Okay.
And she can get it from her portal wherever she's going to school. And it's like, and then if she didn't do it last year, make sure she claims a 1098T for 2020 as well for as many years as she went to college.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a really confusing form, isn't it?
Well, she fills out all her financial aid forms, so.
So she should be able to handle this too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
So, have her give us a call with any questions. She could even fax us.
And she's like, I'm not calling them. So I said, well, let me call Esther Gulias on Saturday.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, she could email us over her W-2s, and we can do it that way. She can use our portal and upload them. We can get it done for her, even though you're in Dunkirk and we're in Tonawanda. So,
or she could use a service online or whatever she does.
Yeah, her father used EG Tax this year, and he was very, very happy.
Good.
Awesome.
Well, good. Thank you. Well, you have a great day. Any other questions, give us a call.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for being a good mom. I know we have a college-age daughter, and just like Rhonda, we did the return for her, and she was happy, right, Chris? Grace?
Yep.
She got a refund because of that 1098T. So Rhonda asks a really good question.
Yep. And 803-0930, 803-0930, star 930 on your cell phone. We're going to talk to Mike from Orchard Park. Hey, Mike.
Good afternoon. Quick question.
Yes.
My nephew and I were discussing his income tax situation. He has a girlfriend. They've been together for about 10 years. They have 2 kids. One is about 8 and one is about 5. He says they can't afford to get married for income tax purposes. They have decent jobs. They make probably close to the same amount of money. I said, I don't understand how you can do better filing separately than, single. In other words, they're both single. They claim, each of them claims head of household.
Oh, no.
One, and she claims the other. And I said to him, you guys are living together. You had a household.
You're a smart guy.
Is that right?
Yeah, there can only be one head of household in a house.
That's okay.
And it's going to be only a matter of time before the IRS catches up to them
because
of the address.
Are the same on the returns.
I don't know if they're using, their parents live around the corner. They may be using their parents' address for one of the income taxes.
Well, but if the parents file a return, one way or another, they're going to get caught, and it's not going to be pretty.
Yeah, well, I tried to warn him, and they said, no, we can't get married. I think, well, I hate to say it, I think he's using that as an excuse not to get married. Okay, so I did not give him bad information. That was my concern. So.
No, you gave correct information. And there's some of my clients, they don't get married because the other person makes so much more money, and so they worry about like the Excelsior program because their kids are going to college, or TAP and Pal. But in this situation, there's something called fraud, and this smells like fraud to me,
By the way, you mentioned about, what is it, the Enhanced Star program?
Yep.
And I went up to sign up for it, and the girl that works in the town hall, I said to her, I'm here to apply for an Enhanced Star program. She looks at me, she knows me, and she says, wait a minute, how much do you make a year? And I told her, and she started laughing at me, and she says, you really think you qualify?
Well, you can't blame a person for trying, right?
Yeah.
Because
I got laughed at for even applying.
Oh, my God.
Well, I always tell people the worst they can say is no. So if you're not afraid of that 2-letter word, there's nothing to worry about.
That's right. Oh, thank you very much for the information.
Thanks for giving good advice.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
And we see that all the time. Another reason would be maybe one of them make 30,000 and the other makes 80,000, the earned income credit.
Right. Yep. So they don't get married so that the one person continues to get the earned income credit. I have lots of clients who do that, but only one claims head of household, right?
Right.
And then a lot of times the other person will use the house and the mortgage interest and the property taxes and the charity and things like that,
Yep.
Yeah, as long as it depends on whose name the house is in. So there's a text that says, "Hi, EG Tax team. If you don't file your income taxes on time, but you're due a refund, is there a penalty? And if so, what would the penalty be? Thanks. This is Doug. Thank you."
Yep. Well, we sort of talked about that one, but the penalty would be after 3 years, the government keeps your refund.
We don't want that to happen.
No, I had a gentleman lose $40,000 in
Yikes.
refunds.
Wow.
And I understand it can be very, overwhelming when 1 year, then another year. Oh my God, they're going to get me. If I don't file, they won't find me. But if they're not after you, that probably means you have a refund coming, and that's why they don't want you to file. Right?
Yeah, because it's sort of like, shh,
Yeah.
be quiet, right?
Yeah. Because if we don't tell you and you don't know, we get to keep your money. So if you have a refund coming after 3 years, they keep it. So
that sounds like quite a penalty to me.
Yep. Get it done and do it on time, and there's nothing else to worry about.
Right. All right, you want the next text?
Sure.
Thanks to all EG Tax for your great service. I have a granddaughter, age 2 months, like to invest $15,000 every year. Who pays tax on the dividends and interest?
I think maybe they're putting it away for their granddaughter.
Right. Well, maybe a good thing to do would be the 529.
Yeah, 529. But if it's in a regular stock account, it's who's ever listed first on the stock statement. So if you used your social, you would pay tax. If you used your granddaughter's social, it would be her tax. If you used your kid's social, it would be their tax. So if it's outside of an education account, you have to look to see what social it's under. If it's inside one, like a 529, like Tiff was saying, there would be the deduction on the New York return, and that would be whoever is the custodian of the account. And again, so who would the custodian be? You or your child, and then they would get the subtraction on New York.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that helps.
Right. You want to take a break, and then we'll do the other text on the other side?
Sure. So we'll see everybody on the other side for the final 15 minutes.
And the phone number is 803-0930, 803-0930, or star 930 on your cell phone. And the text board is the same, 716-803-0930.
What is it, Frank? 5 months before we start playing the shout song again? Chris Fabian, Tiffany Fabian from EG Tax, our last segment together this week, guys. Get your calls in now, 803-0930, 803-0930. Text in at 716-803-0930. We're here to help you. Get them, free advice. Can't beat that.
There's a text. It says, I filed electronically with Chris. When will the federal government take out what is owed from my checking account? Well, I was talking to you about this on the break, and they should have probably already taken it out, right? I wonder if did they hopefully not change their bank account. I know somebody texted me over the weekend, and they're like, I had to close my bank account because of fraud. Yeah. And so I closed my bank account. How am I going to get my refund? And I said, there's really nothing we can do, is that they're going to try that deposit, and it's going to hit a stone brick wall, and it's going to bounce back, and the IRS is going to mail them checks. It's going to take a while, but that's what's going to happen. So what would you suggest?
This is a payment, so I would suggest calling the IRS to see what's going on. Call us first. Let's verify the account number and the routing number. I know we've seen one already where the person didn't have enough funds in their account, and so it didn't go through, and they blamed us. But This is not that person. But yeah, give us a call during the week. We'll check the routing number and account number, and then we'll call the IRS together. We may have a 30 to 60 minute wait time, but we'll get to the bottom of it for you.
Yep. And then there's another text that says, how do you increase the amount of money deducted from Social Security? I had to pay the federal this year. So that's a W-4V as in victory, but really it's as in voluntary, because Social Security is a voluntary system to do withholdings. And so it's a W-4V. And I think there's options of 7%, 10%, 12%, 20%.
7, 10, 12, 22.
Yeah. So just run the numbers. And remember, we're already almost into May. So you're going to want to get that in right away and take some amends for the fact that we're halfway almost through the year, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Frank,
you got
there's
to
a call. Sorry.
You got to, look at that. It might be easier if you're on a pension to have the extra money come out of the pension, because I don't even know if Social Security is opening their doors to people yet.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So depending where you live, you might be able to get in and drop off the W-4V. Otherwise, you got to mail it in, because their online portal isn't open. They don't do that on their online portal.
That's right.
So, but that's a good question to how do you do it? And it is a W-4V. And let's go to Richard in Buffalo. Hey, Richard.
Yes?
Hi, how can we help you?
I thought you'd get a kick out of this one. I make my taxes every single year for the last 55 years. We're in our 80s. I'm trying to cut this short as what it really is, because I sent my taxes in March 6th of last year. We still haven't got our refund yet, and they keep on sending us a million letters. I have to at least 25 different IRS agents over the last year, which has done no good whatsoever. Anyway, we were supposed to get a $2,400 check back.
Right.
We got a $5,600.
Oh, my God. That's crazy.
Yes, it's crazy. After calling the IRS, I got hung up 3 times. I finally got a hold of a woman in Kansas City, Missouri. She says, turn the check over, void the check, send a letter.
Oh, no.
Send a voided check back to them and you'll get your refund in 4 weeks. You know that never happened.
No.
Got it yet.
Oh, my. Were your withholdings, Richard, even $5,600?
Voiding, taking money out of our accounts and everything.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I helped somebody last year who did a paper return like you, and I had to do it electronically for him eventually, because it was like unscrambling a whole plate of spaghetti. And so sometimes the IRS isn't so good at looking at paper returns, would you say? And
so, you don't want to know what I think about them.
I think we can read your mind through the radio.
That's crazy. And you'll probably get this year's before you get last year's.
Pardon?
You're probably going to get this year's refund, the 21, before you get last year's.
I thought about that already.
That is really mixed up. But if
anyway, I heard somebody ask a question before, and it's the same thing we're going through. We get letters. We got to take 2 more months to go over your accounts. 2 more months. This has been going on since all the way back to September.
And Rich, you probably know what I'm going to say, that if you want to, you can show us the letter, because I'm hoping that you're not misinterpreting something. Would you agree, Chris, that other guy? I mean, we're in your corner if you have questions with everything you're going through, because my heart sort of breaks for you.
Yeah, I know it. We're going hard for my wife. We're in our 80s here. This is people.
I think that's what you were saying, Chris. There was a person in their 90s, and you're like, to the IRS, come on, right?
Yep,
for the person who...
I mean, I had one, Rich, where a lady mailed in her return with her check for the balance due. Her check cleared, and she's getting letters from the IRS stating, we have this money, but we don't know what to do with it. So they processed the check and threw away the return.
Oh, my God. You know, I even got another one for you. You know, we got 2 separate letters.
Right.
Small amounts of money, like $16 and $9, that was supposedly added on to this refund check because we're late getting it, right? I even had to claim it this year. I claimed
The interest.
dollars this year that's on this check that I haven't got.
That's crazy. That's those people hard at work, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but give us a call. We'll do a conference call with the IRS, and we'll try to get to the bottom of it for you.
Okay, you know what? I just want to know what I went through. I've called the Buffalo. I called the Attorney General.
Yeah. How about your senator?
Devil's advocate. He couldn't help me. I've called everybody I know.
Did you try your senator?
Pardon?
Did you try your senator?
No, I never tried to. No.
Right.
Or
right.
congressman.
Congressman, your congressman, they have a whole department for handling tax matters. So your congressman, like that's
Never thought about them. No.
So try your congressman. That's always like a last resort, but it works usually.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that because I didn't know who else to call.
Yeah, try your congressman.
He says no. He says I don't want.
No, your congressmen have a whole department for dealing with tax issues.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the insight.
Yeah, it is. It's a crazy world with the IRS. You got to remember they're still not working in their offices. They're still working from home. So anything that kicks out, they got to wait till someone comes into the office to pick it up, to work on it at home, and then bring it back to get it settled. I mean, unbelievable.
Maybe they should start having some people work at the office.
Yes. There's lots of plexiglass out there now.
Yeah. There's a text that says, what is the best way tax-wise for the kids to put money away for themselves, right? Is that what it's saying?
Yeah, I mean, putting it away, if you want to use your money to put away for them, like we said, they're young children, a 529 plan would be a good way to do it.
Or if they're at work and they're privy to 401ks, they could do that, right, Chris?
Right. They could do a 401k if they're old enough, an IRA. There's lots of different options out there. I know like a 529, they have to the age of 30 to use it.
Right.
So if you're listed as the custodian, you have your child as the beneficiary, and say they become a mechanic, so they're not going to college. And there's nothing wrong with that, okay? But now they get married, and at age 30, they have a child. You can turn that 529 into the beneficiary from your son to your grandchild.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, that's amazing. So that's a great way to do it, too. So lots of different options out there for you.
I know I have a lot of clients that do crypto and investing, not necessarily saying that's... do you see a lot of your clients making money on crypto?
Not a lot of money.
Yeah.
Not a lot. I know I had one that thought he made a lot of money and it ended up being $2,000. So you got to watch it. It's interesting. But what's really more, that's like the third one today we had about their children, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many people... They're planning for their children, but they don't plan, I hate to say this, for their death.
Right.
It's great you're planning to help your grandchildren, your children out. But you also got to plan that way for the other way, your death. I mean, we have clients, we had clients who didn't have a will, didn't have beneficiaries.
Yep.
And then the estate has to cash everything in, and they pay 37% tax instead of paying maybe 15%, 12% if they would have just listed a beneficiary.
Right, because when you do it through the estate, it's just such a horrible tax rate. And so it's something important to do, and have a beneficiary is really important. But also remember... we're not sending child tax money in advance this year. So remember last year how you guys were getting those advance payments for child tax money, where those are not going to be coming out this year. And so it was really difficult when people were reconciling it on their return this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, the child tax credit had its thing because they mailed out 2 letters if you were married, one to him, one to her, and they would only bring in one. And then we're like, well... But I think the biggest one was the stimulus 3.
Yeah, $1,400.
Reconciling that $1,400. I can't tell you how many of my clients, I never got it. And guess what? They did, and their refund got shorted.
Yeah, talk about, all the complaints we do about the IRS, but they did a really good job of getting that $1,400 out to everybody.
Yep.
Unless it was a brand new baby that you had, I can't think of anybody that didn't get the $1,400. But now, wait a minute, there were some clients that their income was too high, and so it disallowed them from getting the $1,400. However, this is talking about the angles. I split them up this year, the wife and the husband. And so this allowed the wife with the kids to get the stimulus. And so that's when you talk about using the angles.
Plus, how about the child tax credit, the full $3,000?
Yep, that's right.
I mean, I've seen it where it saved a couple $10,000.
Yep, I did $8,000 by doing married separate. But now the thing is it's too late if you've already done joint. You can't amend a return to make it separate. You can take a separate return and bring it together and make it joint.
Right, one of the crazy rules of taxes.
And then also, don't forget, if you get a bill, don't just pay it. I can't tell you how often Esther says we're in your corner, but it's true. If you get a bill, don't just pay it. Make sure that you have us take a look at it. If it's from New York State or the IRS, also make us, have us take a look at it. And make sure you're doing good things. If you're selling a house, make sure you call us. If it's a rental or a personal residence, before you gift it to somebody or sell it, just give us a buzz, and we'll tell you what the best angle is.
Right. Chris Fabian, Tiffany Fabian from EG Tax. If you haven't filed, it's still not too late. We're open at our corporate office in Tonawanda, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Go to our website at egtax.com. Click Ask the Tax Lady. You can schedule an appointment there for us. A lot of different options for you. Don't feel you're ever alone. We're here to help you. Until next week, we'll see you then. Enjoy the weather tomorrow. Bye-bye.